The original Mustang. In April 1964, Ford introduced to the world a car that had never existed before. Not a pure sports car, Nazelrecu. It was something completely new. It was the Mustang, and it invented an entire category. Ford in the United States was living a moment of boldness. Designer Lee Iacocca wanted a young, affordable, and exciting car, all at the same time. The idea was simple. Give the average American the feeling of driving something special. The long hood, the short trunk, the sloped tail, three lines that define the Mustang to this day. The fake air intakes on the sides, the grille with the rearing horse. It looked ready to run before even starting the engine. In the base version, a six-cylinder engine with 101 HP, but the soul of the car lived in the V8 versions, which reached 271 HP in the most radical models. The 1967 GT500 with the Cobra jet engine became a legend on the streets and on the tracks. Inside, a dashboard with five circular instruments lined up. Simple, direct, elegant, individual seat, three-spoke steering wheel, and a feeling that the car was made for you, no excess, everything in the right place. In just 2 years, Ford sold more than 1 million units. No car in American history had reached that number so fast. Steve McQueen immortalized it on the streets of San Francisco in Bullitt in 1968. After that, it was not just a car, it was a cultural symbol. The first generation Mustang was not born to win races. It was born to change what people expected from a car, and it did. The Mustang II. Imagine the Mustang shrinking, getting smaller, lighter, more economical. For many fans, the second generation Mustang was a shock. For Ford, it was a matter of survival. In 1973, the world suffered a brutal oil crisis. Expensive gas, lines at the pumps, consumers in panic. Ford needed a Mustang that the market could accept, not one that the market desired. The second-generation Mustang was smaller than the original in almost every way. More rounded lines, European look, direct influence from the Pinto, a family car. For those who knew the 1965 model, it seemed like a completely different animal. The V8 engine simply disappeared in the launch version. In its place, a four-cylinder with 88 HP, or a V6 with 105 HP in the better-equipped versions. The V8 returned in 1975 with 122 HP, but the damage to the reputation had already been done. Inside, the second-generation Mustang was surprisingly refined for its time. Improved finish, more cabin silence, quality upholstery options. It was comfortable, but clearly not made for those who wanted adrenaline. In 1974, it was named Car of the Year by Motor Trend magazine. That says a lot about the context. The market wanted exactly what it offered. More than 380,000 units sold in the first year, a number that surprised even Ford itself. The second-generation Mustang is not the fans' favorite, but without it, there might not have been a third, a fourth, or even a seventh. Sometimes surviving is the greatest act of courage. The Mustang Fox body? After the dark years of the oil crisis, the Mustang needed to truly reinvent itself. The third-generation Mustang was that reinvention. More aggressive, faster, and ready for the 80s. Ford used a platform called Fox. Light, versatile, and cheap to manufacture. That same base would be used in several other models from the brand, but in the Mustang, it gained a completely different soul. Straight lines, sharp angles, a look clearly inspired by the 80s. The hood was flat, the headlights rectangular, the body without unnecessary curves. It was a car that looked drawn with a ruler, and that worked perfectly at the time. In 1982, the 5.0-liter V8 came back with full force, literally. The GT 5.0 reached 225 HP and became the darling of American streets. 0 to 100 km/h in less than 7 seconds, numbers that put the Mustang back in the game. The interior was functional and straightforward, no excess, no unnecessary luxury, ergonomic dashboard, controls within reach, sports seat with good lateral support. It did not try to impress with technology, it impressed with feeling. The third-generation Mustang was produced for 15 years, the longest generation in the model's history. During that period, it became one of the most modified and customized cars in the world. To this day, it is the favorite of American tuning culture and drag racing circuits. The third-generation Mustang gave back to the model what it had lost: fury. And sometimes, fury is exactly what an icon needs to survive. The Mustang SN95. 30 years after the original, the Mustang looked to the past and drew inspiration. The fourth-generation Mustang brought back curves, personality, and a look that clearly said, "I am a Mustang." It was modern, but it did not forget where it came from. Ford invested heavily in a complete redesign to celebrate the model's 30th anniversary. The base was still derived from the Fox body, but everything around it was redone. The goal was clear: modernize without betraying the heritage. The lines returned to being curved and fluid, with clear references to the original Mustang. The three vertical stripes on the rear taillight reappeared, a direct nod to the first generation. It was a car that anyone recognized on the street, even without ever having seen one before. The GT came with a 5.0-liter V8 and 215 HP from the start. In 1996, Ford switched to the 4.6-liter modular engine, more refined, same power, but the SVT Cobra was different. 305 HP, supercharger, and zero hesitation. The interior finally matured, dashboard with more careful finish, better materials, and a look that matched the exterior. The car was starting to understand that emotion and comfort could coexist. In 2003, the SVT Cobra Terminator arrived, a nickname given by the fans. With 390 HP and pure rear-wheel drive, it humiliated much more expensive European sports cars. It was the most powerful Mustang ever produced up to that moment. The fourth generation Mustang proved that nostalgia and evolution do not need to be opposites. You can honor the past without being trapped in it. The Mustang S197. In 2005, Ford did something that seemed impossible. It launched a new car that looked like a classic. The fifth generation Mustang was modern in everything: chassis, engine, technology, but visually it was a declaration of love for the 1965 Mustang. The project began in the early 2000s with a simple brief: bring the Mustang back to its roots. The Ford team studied every line of the original and reinterpreted everything with surgical precision. The result made magazine covers even before reaching dealerships. The long and muscular hood came back with force, the handles recessed into the door, the air intakes on the sides, the two central bulges on the hood. It was retro and contemporary at the same time, a balance rarely seen in automotive design. At launch, the GT brought a 4.6-liter V8 and 300 HP. In 2011, a revolution. The new 5.0-liter Coyote engine arrived with 412 HP, and the Shelby GT500 went further: 662 HP with a supercharger, the most powerful production Mustang in history until then. The interior finally became a strong point of the model: premium materials, dashboard with retro modern design, quality sound system, and good ergonomics. It grew up, and it was not ashamed to admit it. The fifth generation Mustang reignited the historic rivalry with the Chevrolet Camaro, which returned in 2010. The pony car war restarted with force, and consumers were the big winners, each generation trying to outdo the other, and the Mustang always responding in kind. The fifth generation Mustang did not just rescue the past, it proved that the past still has a future, and that is worth more than any horsepower. The Mustang S550. For the first time in 50 years, the Mustang truly crossed the ocean. The sixth generation Mustang was the first officially sold all over the world, including in Brazil. An American icon was finally becoming a global phenomenon. Ford realized that the Mustang had fans on every continent. To serve this global audience, the car needed to evolve technically in a profound way. Independent rear suspension, stiffer structure, and cutting-edge technology entered the project. The look became more aggressive and aerodynamic, less retro, more contemporary. The lines became more tense, with details that always seemed to be in motion. The three-dimensional rear tail lights with three illuminated vertical bars became an immediate signature. A controversial novelty: a 2.3-liter EcoBoost four-cylinder engine with 314 HP arrived, but the 5.0-liter Coyote V8 continued, evolving until it reached 480 HP in the GT. The 2020 Shelby GT500 closed the generation with 760 HP, the most powerful Mustang of all time up to that moment. The interior took an enormous leap in technology: configurable digital dashboard, sync system with touchscreen, launch control, adjustable traction control. It was an intelligent car without giving up being wild when necessary. The sixth generation Mustang became the best-selling sports car in the world in 2016, not the best-selling in the US, in the entire world. Overtaking Ferraris and Porsches in global popularity, nobody saw that coming. The sixth generation Mustang transformed the model from an American symbol into a heritage of humanity. Now it belonged to the world. The Mustang S650. 60 years, 7 generations. And the Mustang is not finished yet. The seventh generation Mustang arrived with a clear mission: to be the most capable, the most technological, and the most Mustang of all. And it delivers all of that without apologizing for anything. Ford developed the seventh generation Mustang at a critical moment. The era of electrification advances, and the V8 has its days numbered. This generation may be the last with a pure combustion engine, and Ford knew that when it signed every line of the project. The look evolved with muscularity and precision: flatter hood, wider grille, redesigned rear taillights with high-definition LED. It is visibly a Mustang, but it looks like it has been to the gym for 10 years. The 5.0-liter Coyote V8 now delivers 486 HP in the GT, more than ever in that configuration. The Dark Horse high-performance version comes with 500 HP and specific adjustments for track use, and the Shelby GT500 promises to surpass 800 HP when it arrives, a farewell that will leave marks. The technological leap is impressive. 12.4-inch digital dashboard and 13.2-inch multimedia center with Sync 4 system. Integrated drift camera, configurable driving modes, telemetry system for the track. It is a car you take to practice and bring back full of data. The Dark Horse is the first version developed specifically for the track straight from the factory. It is not a sticker package, it is real engineering. Torsen differential, active exhaust, larger brakes, and exclusive suspension calibration. It is the most serious Mustang Ford has ever put in a dealership. 60 years after that 1964 car, the Mustang still beats with a strong heart. It may be the last generation with a V8 engine, or it may just be one more chapter. But as long as it exists, it will roar. 7 generations, 6 decades, one single name that never lost its power. From the long hood of 1964 to the digital dashboard of 2024, the Mustang never stopped evolving, because some horses simply refuse to be tamed. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now, and drop a comment below. Which one of these cars would you pick? Let me know. See you in the next one.